Hola futuros compañeros del Valhalla, bienvenidos un día más a mi canal, al canal de Rudex Norris, con Juego de Tronos, Game of Thrones o Canción de Hielo y Fuego, primera parte. Y estábamos con Alester, que íbamos a venirnos a Aguas Fuentes para hablar con la hermana de Alester.
Eliana, I warned you not to trust Valar.
What do you mean? What does he have to do with Garwin?
A ver, une hilos, hija mía.
Killed on Valar's orders.
7 gods, it can't be.
Si es posible, sí.
I saw Garwin's body, Eliana.
But why would Valar kill him?
I only see one.
Ay, hija mía, eres más tonta que un cazo.
Was strong enough that he would kill the only man standing between him and the throne.
But this is absurd. Garwin wasn't a threat. Father had personally disinherited him.
Valar is not one to take any risks.
No. Tell me it's not true. That man
¿En
is
serio? ¿Eres tan tonta?
What am I to do? I cannot marry that murderer. I could not endure it.
I know, little sister. Your marriage must be stopped at all costs.
But the Queen, she would never change her decision. She will force me to marry him.
All is not lost. I haven't played all my cards yet.
Please, Alester, help me.
You know our words, Eliana. Family is hope. Protect it.
Ah, ese es vuestro lema de familia.
But in order for me to succeed, I need your help. Father hid some documents here that could help me in the fight against Valar.
Mira, ahí hay un pergamino al lado del pez, si os dais cuenta.
I am sorry, Alester, but Father was very secretive. He never confided
Normal.
anything to me.
Si te,
You need to speak
como
with
veo
Mr.
que eres, normal que no te
Anyone were to
dijese
know,
nada.
It would be he. I have no need for this. I have enough troubles as it is.
Qué tonta eres, en serio. Es que eres muy tonta, hija mía, eres muy tonta. Epa. ¿Por qué tengo esto aquí? Mira, ahí el pez. ¿Veis? Que lo he visto, que he estado atento, hijos de puta. Supongo que es por aquí. Sí, la flecha azul es para volver a enfrentar... Sí, ¿no? Para volver a enfrentarme a... Una chica hecha en sí misma. Sí, sangre y arena. De anillos y cadenas. Parece que Liena está en peligro. Puedes reunirte con ella en el patio del castillo. Averiguar cuál es el problema. ¿What? Vamos a ello. No sé, no me esperaba que fuese esto. Voy a verlo. Supongo que, claro, como tengo que hacer pantallas de carga, pues tendré que cortar. Así que hasta ahora. Ya estamos aquí. A ver, ¿qué pasa aquí? Que me lío a hostias. ¿Qué hace un tío con...? A ver.
It grieves me too, Sir Edwin, but what would you have me do?
Adwin me suena.
It grieves you? Our father, Lord Roxton, is missing, and you say it grieves you?
¿Y qué quieres que
From
haga
what I
yo?
know, your father would never go riding without strong escort. I cannot see what could have happened to him.
¿Que ha sido secuestrado?
We know that he left the Reach alone, with haste. You are just as familiar with his quick temper as we are.
We could send
Tiene
scouts
anillos
to
en
search for him
madre
in the
mía.
mountains, if that would reassure you.
Enough! You know very well where he is. So it wasn't enough for you to betray us the once, whore?
Ah, ¡eh!
How dare you? You've gone
Tenéis
too
razón,
far.
pero eso no se dice.
Guards, take our guests to their chambers.
This isn't over, Eliana. This isn't over. Believe me.
Que tú también. Bueno, ¿qué?
What is going on?
Nothing of consequence. Just a difference of opinion. I don't need your help with everything, you know.
En serio, ¿tienes un guantazo?
Don't worry about me. I'm capable of handling this on my own.
No creo. Pues ahora ya está todo hecho. ¿O no? ¿No me deja hacer otra cosa? A ver.
I'm sorry to trouble you like this, but I think you ought to concern yourself with this matter.
¿Qué le importa lo que yo hago?
That matter does not concern me, Graydon.
I'm afraid that it concerns the whole of River Spring, my lord.
¿Por qué?
The two young ones talking to your sister were looking for their father, Lord Quen Roxton. He happens to be locked away in our dungeons at the moment.
¿Y qué hace
What?
ahí?
You have taken a lord prisoner.
Yes, on orders from your sister, my lord. And I'm afraid that it might all get out of hand. The Roxtons are a powerful family. They could do great harm to our lands if they so desired. Unfortunately, that's all I know. You'd better talk to your sister, or with the younger Roxtons. Perhaps you could even go and see their father in
Es
his
que voy a ir a
cell.
visitar a su
I will
padre.
see what I can do. Thank you, Great.
¿Por qué coño la han encerrado? ¿Estamos subnormales? Cago en la puta. Voy a hablar con ellos primero. Porque están aquí afuera, no por otra cosa.
Yes? What do you want?
Un poco más
We
de
should
respeto.
So, first the adulterer.
¡Que te meto un puñetazo! Te arranco la mandíbula, maldita zorra.
And these are my lands. Therefore, your problem is of concern to me.
Ah. Forgive our ignorance, we were not aware.
No matter.
I was told there were 3 of you. So who is the last of your litter? A wild
Pero métele un guantazo.
or something
Un guantazo.
worse?
Calm yourself, Meredith. Forgive my sister, sir. The situation is rather a burden for us, and she takes after her father.
I heard that you were looking for your father. What makes you think he is here?
When he left our castle, he went to River Spring. He had a few disputes to settle.
Mejor que me digan las disputas, porque si no...
Yes. But disputes is a weak
O sea que va...
You're the one who is weak, Edwin. Tell him how it is. The Sarwicks have well and truly
¿Cómo?
cheated us.
Cheated you? How so?
Your sister was betrothed to our father a few years ago. Her hand was offered in exchange for our gold, to bolster the coffers of your dying lands.
Nuestra hermana es una furcia.
Your sister turned out to be a harlot.
Sí, vale.
That's what happened on the
Eso es verdad, es totalmente cierto, pero tú no deberías de
father
decirlo.
found his betrothed in bed with a peasant.
That
¡Ay, la
is what
madre
our
que la
father
parió!
told us when he came back from River Spring. He was furious and wanted revenge.
After the disgrace caused by your sister, the wedding
Claro,
was
es
immediately
obvio.
called off. But the gold we gave you as a dowry was never repaid. Following Lord Raynald's death, our father decided it was time to go in person and collect what was owed to us. Since then, he has disappeared without a trace.
Voy a liberar a ese
Your
hombre.
sister is at fault. She dishonored our agreement.
No, no, va a cumplir lo que han hecho. No te jode, la
So that is what
subnormal.
you're interested in. Coin.
And our father, of course.
Be quiet, Edwin. For all we know, Father might very well have fallen from his horse on his way here. But it does not change the fact that you still owe
Porque
us
sigues
the
mirando a
gold.
tu hermano cuando dices
Is
que
that clear?
seguimos debiendo dinero.
Thank you. I will be back soon.
Vale, vale. Lo haré, lo haré.
Now I must see Eliana.
Sí. Pero eso no hacía falta que dijera. Joder, ¿en serio, tío? ¿Te has puesto entre los dos? A ver, pedazo de subnormal, hija de puta. Es que le meto un puñetazo en la boca.
We need to talk.
I don't have time, Alester. I have urgent
Te vas a
matters
quedar
to
aquí.
attend to.
Like finding a way to deal with the problem of having a lord locked up in our dungeons, is that it? Just the difference of opinion, you say?
How did you find out?
Que te meto un guantazo. Que a mí no me digas nada.
Do you know how serious this is? Lord Roxton belongs to a powerful house.
Hija de
This could
puta.
result in bloodshed. How did this happen?
Lord Roxton came with a handful of armed men and started attacking our people.
No te
Ryman
creo.
and his men managed to overpower them, and we threw him in the dungeons.
Lo dudo.
Why would he attack River Spring?
About 2 years ago, when River Spring was already struggling with debt, Father asked for his help.
Claro.
Lord Roxton had more gold dragons in his coffers than he did subjects on his estate. We hoped he would lend us some of his fortune so the people wouldn't go hungry. We would then have time to find a more permanent.
¿Y por qué solo habéis metido
Father asked
a
for
ese
his
hombre en la
help, but
mazmorra si
Swine
no a
demanded my hand
su
in
ejército?
marriage in exchange. I was left with no choice but to accept.
Obviously that wedding didn't take place. What happened?
Well, he did pay us the purse as promised. But shortly after he learned that I was courting someone else. Kristen. A good man, but a peasant. He lived just behind the forge. I can assure you that nothing dishonorable happened between us. But when Quen Roxton saw me in his company, he found it hard to take.
How did he react?
He called off the wedding and asked us to pay back the money. But we had already spent it feeding the people. So he went back home and dwelled upon it for many years. When word of Father's death reached him, he came here with his men and started taking possessions from our townsfolk.
I see. So you locked him in the dungeons. I will deal with this, little sister. Leave it to me.
Be careful, Alester. Some of Lord Roxton's men are still around the town and they are real
Que
brutes.
intenten atacarme.
There are a hell of a lot of differences between Eliana's version of events and that of the
Exactamente.
Roxtons. If little sister had the right of it, and there really was no adultery, then the Roxtons stopped the wedding without good reason. In that case, we are not duty-bound to pay them back. However, if Eliana was actually mistaken, I need to know what's going on. I have to find Kristen. Eliana said that he lived behind the town's forge.
Cago la hostia. Vamos a ver. Ahora me vuelven a ver y dice, ¿qué? ¿Algún problema? No, hijo de puta. Dejadme en paz. Y otra pantalla de carga. A ver qué tal ahora. Oh, oh. Aquí ya viene uno. ¿Qué haces aquí en el medio? ¿Sabes que se podría interpretar como que estás obstruyendo el camino y se consideraría como un acto de... Bueno, tú verás. Y más gente. ¿Estáis seguros? ¿Queréis que me ponga nervioso? Bueno, voy a hablar con este.
Would you like an escort, my lord?
No.
That will not be necessary.
No, no, no. Iré bien solo. Seguro. Me he enfrentado a 3 tíos tranquilamente. ¿Cómo que he escapado? ¿Qué pasa aquí? ¿Por qué no me puede influir en la demás gente? Me toca mucho los huevos eso, ¿Qué pasa, gentuza? No me gusta nada que estén en todo el puto medio, la verdad. Pero bueno. Pequeño Leo. Hola.
So, you were able to go back to your master?
Yes, my lord.
I hope you'll work for him. River Spring needs every able man in order to return to its former splendor.
Yes. Yes, my lord.
Very well. Keep up the good work.
Y ya está. Y se da la vuelta y se larga.
Wait.
What is it?
Here. For you.
¿Qué me das?
I thank you.
¿Qué me das? ¿Qué está pasando aquí? Me ha dado algo que no sé lo que es.
We're here on orders from Lord Roxton,
Forastero.
and those orders include dealing with troublemakers harshly.
¿Qué me estás
I
hablando?
am the only one who gives orders around here. I am Alester Sarwick. Let me through, or I will order my guards to arrest you, and you'll be sacrificed to the holy flame to pay for your insult.
Payasos.
Let him through.
Qué putada,
Open the door, Kristen.
Who are you? What do you want from me?
I am Alester Sarwick, your lord. Get out here or I'll break this door down.
Alester? Brother of my sweet Eliana?
The very same.
Very well. I'm coming out.
No salgas.
Kill the beggar. Try not to hurt Lord Sarwick.
Como lo sabía. ¡Cago en todo! Me cago en todo. Me cago en todo. Van todos a por él, Venga, muere, payaso. Hijo de puta. Vale. Ahora sí que la habéis cagado. Abandonado el grupo.
Nice and death. Those soldiers weren't going to stop until they had your head.
You saved my life, my lord. I don't know.
Contándome
how
la
to
puta
thank
verdad.
Just explain to me what happened between you and Eliana.
you. Between me and... Oh, my lord. We have fallen in love. That's what has happened.
How did you meet? I need all the details.
It happened a long time ago. Your sister came to see me whilst she was going for a walk in town. She chose me, as it were. You could say love led her to me. It would seem she could not
Y
ignore my
pretendía
considerable
la muy gilipollas casarse con Valar.
As simple as that.
Pues
So,
muy bien.
what did you do that made those men so driven to kill you?
Sometime after we met, Eliana came to see me. I played the lute for her. But then that lout Quen Roxton stormed into my home like a boar in heat.
No se cometía adulterio.
Played the lute. They are saying that you lay with her on that day, in spite of her betrothal to Lord Roxton.
Lay with her? Gods be good if only
Luego
that
que estás
were
hablando...
true.
Ah, vale.
With respect, my lord, I only glimpsed enough of your sister's flesh to set my heart aflame.
Tío, no agaches tanto la cabeza, me está poniendo nervioso.
But that brute Quen Roxton was yelling so much that I didn't have the chance. Lady Eliana had no choice but to return to the castle with him and try to calm him down.
Le hizo una mamada
She
rica,
told me
¿ok?
she would come back as soon as possible. But it would seem she has been unable to do so.
I see. Well, Lord Roxton is not going to calm down anytime soon. You must come to the castle.
Bueno.
If we wish to settle the matter, there is no other choice. I need you in order to prove my sister's innocence.
Ah, very well. If Lady Eliana needs me, then I will be there for her.
Let's go then. However, I believe Lord Roxton intends to make things difficult for us. He must have given orders for his men to kill you, should the opportunity arise.
Que vengan.
He has posted men at different entrances to the castle to block our way.
The main gate looks like less of a risk to me. The gate overlooking the docks seems more suited to an ambush.
Con la puerta principal es la menos arriesgada. La puerta que da a los muelles parece más propicia para una emboscada.
Let's take the bridge. The most important thing is that you reach the
Pues sí.
castle alive. Let's go. Be on your guard if you wish to stay alive. They will target you.
I shall, my lord. For Eliana.
Me gusta.
As I was saying, thank you for helping me. I did not really know what to do.
It is not over yet.
Oh, I know full well. But as soon as I am with my sweet Eliana, I will not even fear death itself.
Que sepas que Liana no es ningún tipo de guerrera de la hostia, ¿eh?
She is so beautiful, so strong.
Pues todo rollo, macho. Está el barquero. Están estos payasos. Id a por él. Tened cojones.
For River Spring, for Eliana.
No. No. Esto no. Mierda. La zanja. La zanja. Y no puedo hacer otro. La zanja. Flasca.
Kristen, no.
Pero si era obvio que iba a morir. No sé, yo creo que era bastante obvio que iba a morir. Ahora sí que estás jodido, Keystone. No, Keystone no, Keystone está muerto. Pero me refiero al otro, al payaso del gilipollas que... Coño. Coño, puto cerdo. Muere. O de mierda. Hala. Lo siento, Keystone. Quería ayudarte, pero al final no se ha podido hacer nada. Me habéis atacado, pedazo de hijos de puta. Puedo poner de excusa que me han atacado, pero bueno. O sea que el pibe estaba destinado a morir, por lo que veo. Porque si no, no me lo explico. Te vas a reír. Hija mía, te vas a reír muchísimo.
Alester, I heard there was fighting in town.
It was Roxton's men. They killed Kristen. I am sorry.
What about you? Are you all right?
Yes, I was not harmed. They weren't after me. Kristen told me that you made advances towards him, yet you do not really seem to grieve his death.
The poor boy. He was the only means I found to avoid getting married.
¡Qué hija de...
I arranged it so that Lord Roxton would find us together and see enough to assume the worst. I never imagined things would end up like this. And he'd end up dead. The situation has spiraled.
Eres una
far out of
asquerosa,
my
tío.
control.
Una
That is what
asquerosa.
I feared. So, Kristen was nothing more than a pawn in this game of politics?
I'm sorry, Alester. I couldn't think of anything else.
Es
to
que
do.
eres muy tonta.
I do not approve of the means, but what is done is done. We must now settle the matter with the Roxtons once and for all. Send for them, all three of them.
As you wish.
Lady Meredith, Lord Edwin, you might be somewhat surprised by what you are about to see.
Gods be good. Finally,
Te voy a
some
meter
light.
un cuchillo por la garganta.
Sir Alester, what is the meaning of this?
Your father was in our dungeons. He was locked up after he and his armed men entered the town with aggressive intent and without my permission. We preferred to keep it a secret, so we had time to settle the matter from our side.
Settle the matter? What do you mean?
The peasant, Kristen, is dead. The insult you suffered has been paid for in blood, Lord Roxton.
Ah, at last. That little roach got what
Que
he
te voy a
deserved.
meter un cuchillo en la garganta.
Sí,
sí, sí. Os voy a arrancar a los dos. Al hijo me da igual.
Lord Roxton's behavior might be considered an act of war. This is a crime punishable by death. If you want to complain about my sister's supposed adultery to our liege lord's House Lannister, please be my guest. Given the number of witnesses I have on my side, I wouldn't give it long before your heads sit atop spikes.
Hijo de puta.
Clávale
¡Clávale un!
That's enough, Meredith. Is the right
¡Clávale un!
You are truly
Algo,
your
tío.
father's son, Sir Alester, and just as despicable. For now, I will make do with the death of your peasant. I've no need for your gold.
Que no vas a...
Hold your tongue, Meredith. We're going home.
No, le meto a la cárcel a esos dos. ¿Qué, quieres atacarme?
Don't expect things to go your way next time we meet, Sir
Te
Alester.
reviento la cabeza,
We're
payaso.
going.
No te acerques tanto a la cámara, que me estás poniendo nervioso. Odio esta puta mierda que no me deja hacer lo que yo quiero. Clávales el puto puñal en la puta garganta. Al hijo le hubiera dejado vivir. Pero al otro al subnormal del padre y a la hermana es que les hubiera clavado el puñal en la puta garganta y me hubiera ensañado con el cadáver. Por hijos de puta. Madre mía, qué asco de juego, coño. Epa, ¿qué hay aquí?
I can't sit on my father's throne yet. Our land is still in mourning.
Vale. Vale. Vamos a hablar con este.
Alester, how was your journey to King's Landing?
The situation there is worse than I imagined. It will prove difficult to stop Valar from claiming the title to Riverspring. And Gawain is dead.
Gods be good. This is upsetting news, Alester.
Se nota jodidamente.
The Gold Cloaks found him dead amidst the victims of some bloody business.
Poor Gawain.
And the worst is, Valar is responsible for all
De
these
todas y cada
killings.
una de ellas.
Valar? Can you prove it?
Sí.
Yes, I retrieved the written order to kill them, signed in his own hand. But I must obtain more proof before I can openly accuse Valar. Otherwise I risk facing the Queen's wrath.
Valar cannot get away with such a crime.
One thing at a time, Harwin. I haven't finished with him yet. I have a new ally, Lord Arwood Harden of Castlewood. It was he who helped me trace Gawain.
Lord Halton? I see. He was a great friend of your father's. Did you meet him in King's Landing?
Yes, Gawain was trying to reach him before he disappeared. Lord Halton approached me after a meeting with the Queen and told me what he knew. While looking for my brother, I learned things that could change our land's fate, and perhaps more. Father was already onto it. He wrote all this down and hid the documents somewhere in Riverspring. I must find them.
Hidden documents? If I'm not mistaken, you're not the only one who has sought them.
How so?
Some weeks ago, actually, it was the day your father died. Some of Lord Raynald's bannermen and friends were in Riverspring.
Lord Garth,
Yeah.
no need to take offense over such trifling matters. Squabbles between houses are common.
¿Ese es el padre?
Believe
Anda.
me, with patience, things will work out by themselves.
Joder, pues no parecía así
By
en
the
la...
grace of the gods, learn to relish a king's meal when you can. I have enough problems with my son Gawain. I don't know if I should find anger or joy in his absence at the
Ambas.
table.
My lord, come quickly.
What is it now?
Someone has forced his way into your office.
What? Entry is strictly forbidden. I hope that you have put the wretch behind bars.
Well, the man in your office is none other than your son Gawain, my lord.
Gawain? That wretch. I've had enough. That ingrate never ceases to dishonor, disappoint, and disobey me. He's gone too far. I won't tolerate any more of it. Never again.
Come now, my lord. He is your son.
Gawain means nothing to me, Harwin. I only had one son, and he's lost to me. And look at all the trouble he has given me. I should have taken care of this a long
Unos azotes y
time
para la
ago.
cama.
I call on all present to be my witnesses. On this day, I, Lord Reynald Sarwick, do disinherit my son Gawain and deprive him of all rights and privileges formerly bequeathed to him. Now I must chase him from my chambers. This latest outrage will be his last. I must take my leave now.
Ahí está el
Come
hermano.
with me, Harwin.
Ya sé.
Reynald, my friend. I know we have our differences, but today I share your pain. I am saddened to hear what Gawain has done. But despite my affection for him, I must admit that you are right. If he were to become lord of your house, he would cause its downfall.
Not only mine, Arwood. The same fate would befall all of the lands that depend on River Spring. When the rot sets in, it remains only to cut it out. It's as simple as that.
Y lo vamos a dejar por aquí. Espero que hayáis disfrutado muchísimo de este capítulo. En el siguiente capítulo supongo que veremos... bueno, es que digo cosas, pero no sé. Bueno, en el siguiente capítulo habrá más y mejor. Espero que hayáis disfrutado mucho. Recordad que son reyes gratis, así que aprovechad de ello. Un fuerte abrazo y hasta el siguiente capítulo. Adiós.